Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Armida A12. Now, this is a Seiko 62 Mas Homage or Homage watch, however you say that. Before we get into the watch, let's take a quick look at the packaging here. It's a unique case here. Looks kind of like a water tumbler or something. It has this screw down lid with a little lanyard loop there. Pull out this foam insert and you're presented with the slot for the watch. Came with a little adjustment tool here, and then also has this real nice tropic style rubber strap. Not leather, it's rubber. And it smells like vanilla too. It feels really nice. I may try the watch on this strap next and do an update video. And we'll talk about that reason why in a moment here. So let's set this stuff off to the side here. Hopefully it doesn't roll off the table. There we go. So when I was researching this watch for the video here, I went to the Armida website, and this watch is not on their website anymore. They have A13, A6, A9, probably 6 different watches, but this A12 is not on their website. And from what I can figure out, the original price on this is $450. I bought it used. I don't even remember what I paid for it. Kind of forgot I had this watch. So let's get into the review here. As I mentioned, it's a Seiko 62 Mas Homage watch. I do have a Seiko SPB 149 around here somewhere. I need to get that open, but I'll definitely compare these two in a future video. So I really like the look and style of this watch. The size is great for my wrist. It's 48 lug to lug. The so-called case diameter is 38. It is a tad bit thick at 14, although it is rated to 300 meter water resistance. I would prefer a thinner watch, but it's not too bad. It fits the look of the watch. 20 millimeter lugs in this bracelet does taper down to 18. Nice taper there. Nice looking bracelet. The end link execution may be a little funky looking, but I think it's okay. It does have the female end link, which is great for my small wrist, so it just drops right down. It's a little weird how it's milled out here. I'm not sure really how else they would do that. And the fit of this end link is pretty good. With a straight across lug like this, I prefer a strap, the look of a strap on it, but I think this looks pretty good. And the crown size on this is nice and big at 7. It looks a little big for this watch, but that's the style. Also, it doesn't have crown guards, so it kind of sticks out a little bit more. And this is a signed crown. Nice little logo etched on there. Let's take a look at the case back. Nice design work there. See if we can read the back here. Armida, I think that's the serial number. Sapphire, 300 meter and 316L. And then the movement there, NH35 Seiko movement. So it hacks and hand winds. I think the movement is just fine. There's a screw down crown, obviously. So this position would set the, actually this is hand winding, date set, and then time set. You'll see the second hand stop there. The dial on this is a real cool silver gray sunburst. The crystal is a top hat domed crystal with AR coating. It looks spectacular. For me, legibility is a little difficult on this. And also, if you see how the crystal slopes right at the edges, it's not all that easy to see the um, chapter ring, the minute track on there. I really have to tilt my wrist down right there to see that minute track, to see the exact time. So just keep that in mind if you're going to use this for actual timekeeping. For me, watches are more kind of like functional jewelry. Yeah, you can read them and see the time, but I really appreciate the design and everything that goes into wearing a mechanical watch. So that's why I wear them. Brushed case, drilled lugs, aluminum bezel insert with a Loom pip. The bezel on this, it feels a little tinny, but it's solid. It doesn't move back and forth. It does move up and down, though. Actually, I forgot about that. I'm not sure we can see this on camera. Let me put this back to the 12 o'clock position. And I noticed it moves up and down a little bit. You're probably not going to see it. You can feel it a lot more than see it, but it does move around a little bit. Not a big deal. It's just something I noticed when I was playing around with the watch. It's each link style bracelet, solid end link, solid bracelet. It does have the screw heads on both sides with the pin in the middle. It's a little more difficult to size, but it's really not a big deal. I would rather have this system than a pin and collar any day. Milled clasp. This portion is stamped. It does have a dive extension, an easy dive extension. It is thick though, and it does have sharp edges. It is uncomfortable on my wrist. This one is a sharp edge, but you don't feel this side. You do feel this side here though. But like I said, it's a quick adjustment here. Push these two and pull it out, and you can just push it back in to get a great size on your wrist. And also it does have these 3 micro adjust here. I have another watch that has a similar clasp. I'll have to see if I can find that and compare these two clasps. I have a feeling it's the same clasp. And it is engraved with Armida there. These are applied indices as well. So when I took this out of the box again, I really do like the looks of this watch, but when I put it on wrist and wore it for a couple days, one major issue with this watch for me is this crown is very sharp. It's not going to draw blood, but it's very uncomfortable on wrist. This sharp edge right here is riding up against the back of my hand here. And then when I really cinch down this bracelet to prevent it from moving around, the bracelet it's kind of uncomfortable. So you almost want to wear it up here so your hand won't touch that. But even then, it's still kind of, with gravity, it'll weigh down and hit the back of my hand here. And that's really not comfortable. You know, for example, that's not my SKX. Here's my SKX. The crown on this is nice and smooth, but also it's offset, so you wouldn't feel that. I have another watch handy that has a 3 o'clock crown to compare it to. Yeah, so that's just one issue with this watch. Since I have my SKX here, we can look at the size. It doesn't look as small as what it is, but it is a little bit smaller of a watch. I think it's because the lug-to-lug is longer than really what the case proportionally should be. We compare it to the SKX here. But the SKX does have short lugs. Here's the other watch I picked up when I thought it was my SKX. It's my SKX 013. This one has a little bit of a mod, a different bezel insert. But here's a comparison to the SKX 013. This is a 38 millimeter watch as well, I believe. but the lugs are not quite as long. Also, you can take a quick look at the thickness here. The thicknesses are very similar to each other. I think this one is 13 or 13 and a half, and that's compared to the 14 here. I also have a San Martin coming in, same 62 Mas Homage, so I'll compare those as well. So if you like the style of this watch, and maybe your skin's not as sensitive as mine, you could always take a file to this. I guess you could take a little diamond file and smooth this down. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can get a sense of how sharp this edge is. It seems like a perfect 90 degrees. Or if this was pushed back a little bit or chamfered off, it would be a huge improvement. My SKX for comparison. Yeah, I don't feel the edge of this at all. So let's zoom back out and get this on wrist. Well, we can take a moment to check out this cool dial. Applied indices. I do like the sunburst effect along with the AR coating. It kind of has a holographic effect, but it does, for me at least, affect the legibility of this watch. All right, let's check it out on wrist. So again, I have a 6.5-inch wrist, 52 millimeter wristband, and this watch is again at 48 by 38. I think it's a great fit for my wrist. Clasp is a little thick. I do appreciate the quick adjustment though. Sorry about the pile of watches back here. So let me know what you think of this watch. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. I have plenty more watches to review and compare to each other, and plenty of other videos in mind. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you guys know why this isn't on their website anymore. And yeah, let's take a look at the Loom here. All right, so on the left, of course, we have the Armida A12, and on the right, my SKX 009. The Loom is quite good on this watch, actually, on the Armida, that is. It's brighter than the Seiko Loom somehow. I always like using the Seiko as a comparison because we all know how good Seiko Loom is. But the Armida A12 actually has better Loom, which is surprising. I'll let this run for a little bit longer, and thank you again for watching, and that will conclude this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.